There are 5 mistakes that photographers commonly make with their SEO, and it is crushing their chances of ranking on Google. And these are simple things to fix for the most part. And chances are high that if you're watching this video, you are making at least one of these mistakes. Most of us are. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to go ahead and clear the air so that you can move forward and you can start making the right decisions to rank higher on Google. So let's go ahead and dive into that first one. Number 1 is too many H1 tags. H1 tags are your heading tag, and a heading tag tells Google that, hey, this is important right here. So H1 tag is basically like the title of your page. They can usually be used interchangeably. Sometimes we have an SEO title that is just used on Google, but it is the first biggest text on our page. Now, this should include your main keyword, location plus niche plus photographer. It shouldn't have a bunch more text. It should be short and concise and include that keyword. But what most photographers are doing is that they're using headings basically as text styling. So they have an H1, H2, 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 H1, H1, H1. They have 4 H1s. Those are titles to a page. So think of this like an article. H1 is the most important. It's basically your title. H2s are sub-headlines. Underneath those, you have H3, which are even further sub-headlines. You have H4, which are even further as you're breaking down points on each topic. Write your article like an outline with one H1, and you'll be well ahead of the game with your SEO approach. Here's number 2. You're focused on page speed. Page speed is the buzz. Everybody talks about it. Google gives you a grade on their page speed report and you say, oh, I have a C+. That's terrible. I never got a C+. My site is tanking and my SEO will be great if I fix this. This is not likely to fix anything. Chances are there's 100 other things you should be working on, and this should be your last focus. So go ahead and hold off on page speed unless your site is so bad that when you visit it, it takes 10 seconds, 20 seconds just to load. Number 3, you're stuck in the research phase. This is very common. I go through this all the time on my own. I start doing keyword research, competitive research, and I could spend days on this, days and days and days. When in reality, it should only take me about a half day or a day to do a pretty good keyword research, pretty good competitive analysis, and then I can go ahead and start creating. Because when we're in the research phase, we're learning, but we aren't doing. And when we learn but don't do, nothing changes. It's so easy to get stuck here and spend almost all your time learning because it's safe, it's easy, we're not putting ourselves out there. But what happens is we don't grow. We only grow when we are putting ourselves out there, when we're creating new content, when we're making changes. Avoid the research phase. Don't get stuck there. Number 4 is that you're only working on the SEO basics of your homepage. That's the only page you're concerned about, so it's the only page you're focused on. Well, this leaves a lot to be desired because most photographers' homepages don't have enough information in general, or if they do have a lot of information, they don't have any other pages that support it. So like an about page and a gallery page and other pages that support your homepage. Now, having a single page homepage is great if it encompasses all of the content that you could think about. But having other pages is important if your homepage doesn't cover everything. So you want to go through and create supportive pages that show your topical authority. Topical authority is a fancy way of saying you know what you do, and Google sees that you are the expert on what you do. So you need all the pages answering every potential client's question that they might have when they visit your website. So make sure your site is thorough and covers the topic. Make sure all your pages are set up correctly for SEO, not just your homepage. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. If your homepage isn't ranking at all right now, going in and just changing your H1 and making that one change isn't going to fix everything and magically make you rank. You need to make sure that you actually cover the topic and that there's content on other pages as well that support the topic. All right, and the final one, and this final one takes a little bit more work. You might need to use a tool to test it out like Ahrefs or SEMrush or Mangools, KW Finder. There's all these different tools that you can use, and they will show you what your competitors' backlinks are. So if you hear backlinks right now and you don't know what that is, go ahead and watch the backlinks video on this channel because that'll help you. Backlinks are when some other website links back to yours. So that's a link coming back to your site. What this tells Google is that your site can be trusted because another trustworthy site says, hey, trust him. If you don't have backlinks, watch the backlinks video because This is what's going to change everything for you most likely, because your site is currently not really being found by Google, or Google isn't really caring that much about your site. This is a very common one. This is one most people put off till the end. Most people avoid it at all costs, and it's also one of the most beneficial. So make sure you're working on your backlinks. All right, so now we've covered the 5 common mistakes that photographers are making. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click subscribe below. Give it a like as well. I really appreciate all the support, and it helps me get the word out to other photographers so they can grow their businesses as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.